And what's interesting to me on this is that the earthquake, now as Popocatépetl is, the big volcano, they call it Popo, the activity there, the biggest warning to me is that something so sinister beyond even the natural, is it just the Illuminati using secret biolabs in the South Pacific, the islands of Dr. Moreau, to generate this stuff, is that Anak Krakatoa, and Krakatoa, as everyone would remember, is one of the biggest volcanoes in the recorded history, go off in 1883. Anak comes from the word giant, okay? It literally means the sons of the giants. And Anak Krakatoa has had 175 earthquakes just in the last couple days.
That's not good.
That's not good. But see, that ties in with Tom Horn and Dave Flynn's independent time schedules when everything basically opens up. It's woe unto you, inhabitants of the earth. And I think
that historically these things do seem to cluster. I don't know what's behind that, but it is just amazingly bizarre.
Let's go to Aberdeen, Washington, west of the Rockies. Hello, Kristen.
Oh,
Kirsten,
thank goodness. This has been my day, guys. I have two things to tell you about. I'll try to make this about a minute and a half. One is the herb called hyssop, Hyssop. It prevents viruses from getting into the lungs and causing the congestion, etc. It works, so help me, it works. The other is white tea. There's a substance in it beginning with the letter M, and that's all I can remember, that absolutely tears down the outer cell wall of any virus that's in your body. But you must drink a strong, at least a half cup morning and night, and brew it very strong, and brew it in distilled water. As God is my witness, it has worked for me beautifully for 2 years.
All right. Well, this is an important call. Just briefly, I've talked to a bunch of medical doctors. And medical doctors, oil of oregano, vitamin A, vitamin B, vitamin C, colloidal silver, lots of garlic, and lots of sleep. So this is how you build up your immune system.
Absolutely. And that is so critical during all of this. Let's go to you, Bud, in Anderson, South Carolina, first-time caller. Hi, Bud.
Hey, George. How you doing?
Good. Thanks for calling.
Okay, the reason I'm calling is tell people that they need to wake up and pay attention to what these two guys are saying, okay, as far as the big picture goes.
Well, you're right.
Okay, because veterans, according to that DHS report, the DHS report, it's not empty rhetoric. Veterans are being targeted.
Absolutely.
Because one guy down here had federal DHS agents show up at his door to intimidate him.
Oh, listen, I have just briefly, I have mainstream news articles. If you Google Department of Homeland Security visits gun owners, or Department of Homeland Security visits ammo purchasers, people will buy 1,000 rounds. That's nothing. You got to buy it like that to get it cheap. I probably got 10,000 rounds, and and that's nothing. And they're visiting people and they're harassing veterans. And suddenly, this has been confirmed, veterans aren't able to buy guns. Many of them now, even though they have no criminal convictions, they're putting them in there in the NICS database as criminals.
What are you going to do with 10,000 rounds, Alex?
Well, if you buy ammo that way, it's really inexpensive. And I tell you, you go out. I used to be a big shooter when I had time. You go out with 4 or 5-year rifles, for a day of shooting, and you might shoot 500 rounds easy.
No, that's true.
And by the way, it's gone up in price by a factor of 3 in the last 2 years. We were talking about shortages, George, on your show a couple years ago. So anybody, I tell people that's the third metal, lead, obviously gold and silver, but lead has gone up 3 times.
How about brass? What's going on with brass?
Brass has really exploded. And for those of you that have been reloaders, you're finding the frustration of not being able to get your primers, your brass, your powder, and the ideas. Alex and I talked about it. There's even a bill being proposed, is there not, Alex, to make reloading illegal?
Yes, this is up on Infowars.com. You cannot make this up. Infowars.com. Guess what the source says? It is Larry Pratt, Gun Owners of America's second largest Second Amendment group. I saw it this morning on my site. My news guy posted it. I couldn't believe it.
True story.
I went and looked up the treaty, and the wording in it says it will ban reloading as explosives manufacturing and basically make you a terrorist. You cannot make this up. And the Pentagon supplies most of the 9mm, most of the 223, most of the 308 to Georgia Arms and others. Most ammo is reloaded government surplus from the military, and they have banned that under an order. So whatever they can do administratively, they're doing to block the Second Amendment, whatever they can do outside the law.
All right, next up, Sam in San Francisco. Quick moment for you, Sam. Go ahead.
Hey, how you doing today? I'm so
Great.
happy I got on. I can't even believe this. I'm a longtime listener to Alex Jones and Stephen Quayle. I've been listening to him on this show a lot. I was wanted to actually ask Alex Jones, is there any way I got some pretty interesting video footage of a pretty familiar place that's very hard to get into that you got into before. I think you know what I'm talking about.
Bohemian Grove.
Yeah, and I was wondering if I could maybe possibly meet up with you or somehow show you what I got.
Or email it to Alex. Alex, what's your email address?
They're all clogged with spam. Basically, Aaron with 2 A's is one of my producers. Aaron at Infowars.com.
Okay.
Is the best way. But, sir, yeah, you could just make copies, mail it to me. I will tell you another guy that snuck in there.
30 seconds, guys.
Another guy that snuck in there, they set him up and put him in prison. It's very dangerous going into the Bohemian Grove, and I've received death threats over it.
Alex, I want to thank you for being on the program.
George, thank you for putting up with me, and thanks to the audience, and just God bless you all. This is a very serious situation. Please, everybody, watch Endgame, Blueprint for Global Enslavement. This shows you their population control agenda. And good night, Steve, as well. Thank you, George.
Stephen, thank you, too.
Thank you, George.
Stephen Quayle. Both, I think they just do marvelous work. I can't say enough about the work of those two. And they go out and they research it. They don't just spout it. They research it. For Dan Galante, Tom Danheiser, Lisa Lyon, Lex Lonehood, Sean Ladesseur, Ross Mitchell, George Knapp, Ian Punnett, and Art Bell, I'm George Norrie. Somewhere out there on Coast to Coast AM. We'll see you on our next edition. Until then, be safe, everyone.